So you guys want to know what's the best survivors to level up first? These survivors got the best perks and the meta perks you can use today. Before we start mentioning these survivors, a like and subscribe would be very appreciated. So I'm gonna talk first about a beginner route. So let's say you just started playing DBD and you don't know which character to level up first. You are going to start with Dwight, Meg, David, Kate. Or you can put Kate, then David, Dwight first. You can see Dwight has Prove Thyself, Bond, and Leader. The main perk you want to get is Prove Thyself. You may ask, why Prove Thyself? Well, when you do a generator with someone else, you gain 100% more blood points in the objective category. Blood points is important to get because this will help you level up characters faster, and when you're a beginner, it's important to level up characters pretty fast. When you're done with Dwight, you're gonna go for Meg. Meg has 3 perks. That is Adrenaline, Sprint Burst, and Quick and Quiet. Meg has really good perks, and 2 of her perks are used a lot and considered meta, which is Adrenaline and Sprint Burst. Adrenaline, when the last generator pops, this perk activates and you get a 150% speed boost. Plus, if you're injured, you instantly heal to 1 health state. This is such a good clutch perk for a lot of situations. Sprint Burst, because this is one of the best exhaustion perk in Dead by Daylight. But I know for beginners Sprint Burst is hard to use, but trust me, if you learn how to use it correctly, you have a good advantage against the killer. Sprint Burst basically gives a 100% speed boost on demand, so if you're not exhausted, you run, you activate it. If you don't want to activate it, you will have to walk, but there are efficient ways of how to use this amazing exhaustion. If you noticed, when you're done leveling up these 2 characters, you can already make a good survivor build. Prove Thyself, Sprint Burst, Adrenaline, and Quick and Kite, which is already a good build. When you're done leveling up Meg, you can go level up David or Kate first. I would recommend Kate, but Kate you need to save 9,000 shards to get it or 500 auras. If you can do this, I recommend getting Kate because she has a really good perk for beginners, which is Windows of Opportunity. This perk lets you see all windows, pallets, and breakable walls throughout the map. This is good because if you're new, you probably don't know how map works, how to loop or where parasol and where windows are. This perk can help you know how map works, how to loop certain tiles with windows and pallets, also helping you not going in a dead zone. Let's say you can get Kate, I recommend David as I said, because David has Dead Heart, which is also one of the best exhaustion perks. While looping the killer, this perk you can activate it when you're not exhaustion and it lets you get an endurance effect for 0.5 seconds. If the killer hits you in that time, you get an endurance effect and you can go 150% faster. I know it's not an easy perk to use for beginners, but if you can master it, you can waste a lot of time when you are looping the killer. Also, if you do not like Spin Burst, you can replace it for Dead Heart. So these are the main survivors you want to get when you just started playing DBD. But let's say you already have these survivors and you want to get better perks or like different type of perks you want to use. But I got some survivors here that have amazing perks you can use. First survivor is Rebecca Chambers. You get a lot of value by getting her because she has 2 meta perks, which is Hyper Focus and Reassurance. Hyper Focus is one of the best genrushing perk you can use. Basically, every time you hit a grayscale check, you gain a totem. You can gain up to maximum of 6 tokens, gain up to 30% bonus progression after hitting grayscale checks. I know hitting grayscale checks consistent is hard, but pair this up with Stakeout and you're good to go. Also, Stakeout is a tap perk. Reassurance, when a survivor is on a hook and you're close to the hook survivor, you can activate this perk. It will stop the timer of the survivor on the hook for 30 seconds. This is good when you're going against a killer that is camping the survivor on the hook, so you have more time to decide what you're going to do. Also, this perk helps a lot in endgame, which you can pull up some insane clutches. So yeah, Rebecca Chamber is a survivor you definitely want to get. The next upcoming 2 survivors are being picked because they have the best perks to counter the current meta, which is Ada Wong and Cheryl Mason. Ada Wong has Wiretap, which is a really good perk because when you do 30% progress of a generator, you can install a trap. This means that all survivors can see the generator highlighted in yellow, and if the killer is close to the generator, the killer auras will appear for all survivors. This is good when you're looping close to your generator so the killer can mind game you. Also, if the survivors can see the gen highlighted in yellow, they will more likely come and help you do the generator. Sharon Maisel has Pressed Alliance, which is perk you don't see a lot being used, but if you do not live under a rock, the killer meta is kicking gens with Eruption in Call of Brine. This perk, when you do 50% progress of a gen, you can install a trap. As recommend to activate the perk when the killer is coming to your location. So before you start getting chased, activate this perk and will block the generator that you were currently working on it, so the killer can use his Eruption or gen kicking perks. The killer will get very frustrated. Now onto the last survivor, which is very underrated to get, is Felix For. Felix For is a survivor I don't see a lot being played, but he has 2 perks that are pretty decent. That's Bow to Last and Desperate Measures. Bow to Last basically lets you recharge your item when you go in a locker, so you like using items. I recommend putting this perk on, you can get a lot of value. Desperate Measures increase your action speeds and healing and hooking by 14% for each injured survivor. You can go up to a maximum of 56% more speed. This can go well with making instant survivor healing build. If you guys have any other survivors that we should get, let me know in the comments. Also, you guys have a great day. Peace out. Bye guys.